This is Angela Gambrell, author of Surviving Ed, the Eating Disorders Recovery blog at HealthyPlace.com. And I would like to talk briefly about eating disorders recovery and life. Specifically, I would like to talk about how it is important to enjoy life and do things in life that are not completely connected to your recovery. And what I mean by that is that when you're in recovery from an eating disorder, and actually I think that when you're in recovery from any type of illness or any type of mental illness, it's easy to get caught up into the whole recovery process and have that be all that you do and all that you think about. But I would like to kind of stress that it's important to do other things outside of recovery, and that the bonus is that that will be helpful toward your recovery, but you're not actually doing anything about recovery. I know that sounds a little convoluted. What I mean is that, do you have a favorite hobby? Do you have something that you like to do? Do you have certain activities that you enjoyed perhaps before you developed your eating disorder and that kind of fell by the wayside when you were struggling with your eating disorder, and now that you're more in the recovery process, you perhaps have more energy and more focus, and so you can go back and look at those activities and reincorporate them into your life. I will specifically kind of talk about my own experiences. I love to read and I love to write. And while I was struggling with anorexia, I often didn't really take the time to read and take the time to write, two of my favorite things in the world. And now that I'm in recovery from anorexia and I'm working hard to, maintain my goal weight, stay within recovery, I have to be careful that that isn't the only thing I think about, that isn't the only thing I do, but instead I have a full and balanced life, and that I do things I enjoy, and that I enjoyed before I developed anorexia, such as reading and writing. And I'm also trying to incorporate new things and new activities, such as yoga and meditation, reading the Bible, reading some devotional books. Those are the types of things that interest me. And the upside of this, of course, is that it will help me with my recovery, even though these activities are not specifically recovery related. And I just would like to stress, my final point is that life is about balance. Recovery is very important. Doing activities that help promote recovery from eating disorders, no matter what type of eating disorder you are in recovery from, is important. But it's also important to be yourself and rediscover yourself and find out the things that you like to do, both the things that you enjoyed before you developed your eating disorder, or if you developed it at a young age, perhaps developing activities that, speak to you, whether that be reading, music, dancing, hanging out with friends, anything like that. And so to make life a balance, stick with recovery, make sure that recovery is paramount within your life, and also enjoy the life that you're growing toward as you are working on recovery. So you have both, and you become a whole person. And I think that is what will best guide each one of us in our own journey in recovery from our eating disorders. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.